Hello everyone and welcome to our monthly reset for July. I hope you guys are doing well and you're ready to start reflecting on the goals that we made the previous month. And also for this month, we're going to be doing our quarter 2 reflection since it is the end of our quarter and time is just flying. Like, I literally feel like we just did our yearly goals, and I say this every month, but like, y'all, I know I'm not crazy. Time is just going by so fast. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm filming in this spot. I really enjoy filming in this spot, but last time I filmed here, I had like a crazy glare on my glasses that was bothering me so much. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around, but we're gonna go ahead and get started and talk about how my goals for June went. Okay, so for content goals, I said that I wanted to get back into my upload routine. I was definitely struggling last month mentally, so then it definitely impacted how I filmed and how many videos I posted in May. So I feel like I am now getting back into the groove of things. I posted, I'm pretty sure, 4 videos this month, so I feel like that's a good number. I feel like I'm very comfortable with that amount, so I feel like I can definitely say I completed this. And then I said film a language learning diary. I did that too. Language learning is something I want to make a staple in my YouTube channel, but for whatever reason, sometimes it just like slips through the cracks and I have so many other videos I want to film, so I have to like make it a conscious reminder sometimes to film and upload a language learning diary. But I did that. Go ahead and click the link in the description if you are interested in watching it. I had a lot of fun doing it and definitely want to continue doing more language videos because it's just so fun. Definitely like a huge passion of mine that I need to continue making videos about, especially as I like learn different languages and learn new things about it, because it's just an ongoing journey, guys. So for content goals, I did all of those. So for health, I said that I wanted to reach the halfway point of a pull-up. And guys, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I went up to like 75% of that pull-up bar. I was so close to doing a full pull-up by myself, no help or nothing, but I didn't make it. But I feel like it, like 75%, I went up the bar, but I only did it once. So I'm really like proud of that. Honestly, like I felt like it was gonna take me like a long time to be able to do a pull-up, but I feel like I'm this close to being able to do a pull-up, and then I can maybe find another like exercise goal to try to reach. But yeah, I'm getting kind of strong, not gonna lie. And then for my next health goal, I said I wanted to decrease processed sugar consumption. Pretty sure I said last month I was eating way too much, and we actually have been doing so well with like decreasing the amount of sugar we eat. We're trying to like do better. It's just not good for your health, guys, and I say that as I had like ice cream yesterday, but honestly I don't have like that many sugary foods often, and I'm really trying to buy more things that are naturally sweet, like fruit, and maybe like things that are like pretty low in sugar, because I kind of have an addiction. Like if I start eating a lot of sugar, then I just don't stop. So I think this month I did pretty well, and I just gotta make it a conscious thing, like, hey, no, that's not healthy. And that's when you know you're an adult, when you have to like stop yourself from doing fun things. Yeah, that sucks. And then for personal, I said complete 1 creative project. So I did that. Just a quick little backstory. I am the type of person who loves sunsets, loves the sky. I will always point out how beautiful the sky is anytime I'm outside. And I love painting nature. Well, back in the day, I haven't done a painting in a minute. So I wanted to paint something. I wanted to paint the sky and like different phases of the sunset, or just different phases of the sky in general. But the only paint that I had was watercolor. And I remember as a teen, I was like a hater of watercolor, just because I feel like watercolor, you don't have much control. Like with acrylic, you put that paint on there and it's gonna stay. But with watercolor, it just is very fluid and it flows and all that. And I was like, shoot, I'm an adult now, maybe my tastes have changed. It's been a couple years since I last used watercolor, so let's give it a try. So the plan was to like have a piece of paper and cut it up into 6 sections, and then like paint different skies and like add clouds, maybe like a little background, something. So let me show you how it turned out. Okay, so this is it. It is not bad at all, honestly, especially on camera. It looks pretty, ooh, it looks pretty good. But I feel like this just confirmed that I don't like watercolor. I'm so sorry if you're a watercolor lover, but like I kind of struggled with just getting the paint to do what I wanted it to do. It's just not the medium for me, honestly. I feel like this turned out really good, but like I tried making clouds, I tried like having more precise things in it, but it just wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. So I just decided to just make a ombre type thing with the different colors, and looking at it by itself stuff, it looks kind of cute. And honestly, maybe I'll like draw over it. Maybe I'll actually, ooh, okay. Maybe I'll like pick one of these, and then for the next page, I could make a background and then draw something fun on it. Maybe I'll do that after this video. We'll see. Because just making a simple background isn't too bad. But just when I wanted it to be super pigmented, or if I wanted it to like make clouds, it just was not working for me. And I realized that I am the type of person, and I remember doing this a lot in high school, like watercolor, it has like the pigment, right? And then you mix it with water and then you do your thing. I would just use the pigment straight up, which is just a waste of pigment, because at that point you should just get acrylic or gouache or something. But I think that I did that a lot with this. I like just used it straight, and that's kind of just a waste because watercolor doesn't come in like huge like jugs, you know, it's just like little bitty tubes. So yeah, but this was like a nice little study, I think, and definitely made me excited to get back into painting. I love painting so much. I need to buy acrylic paints for sure so I can continue to practice, and maybe get another little journal, because this is a very old art journal that I have. And also I noticed that the gaps between are huge. Next time maybe not make them so wide. But yeah, this is her. I think she looks pretty cute, and one day I will get my little sunset sky art piece out that I have more control using, but watercolor just is not the medium for me. So yeah, I'm gonna click that off that I finished my creative projects. The last one was to restart therapy, which I did, and it was so nice because I haven't done therapy in a minute, and so I reconnected with my old therapist, and it was just so nice to talk to her again. And she remembered a lot of the stuff in my life that we last talked about, which is really nice, and a big reason why I didn't want to get a new therapist, because I just feel like there's so much that I would have to like explain, and then, you know, you have to like recap your life and then get to what was bothering you. And if you saw my last reset, I opened up a little bit about that, and I feel so much better than I did back then. I feel lighter. I don't know how else to describe it. I was just not my best self at that point, which is completely normal. I feel like it would be kind of weird if everyone had like great days 100% or great months 100% of the time. So yeah, I feel really good and happy. So definitely want to continue doing therapy, and hopefully not go so long between the next time I have a session with my therapist. So the words that describe this month: refreshing, responsible, and enlightening. So refreshing because I felt a lot better mentally. I feel lighter and like there was a weight off my shoulders. So I just feel like refreshed is like a good way to describe how I'm feeling. Responsible meaning like no more procrastinating things that I dread. And one of my biggest goals this year is to prioritize what I need to do and not what I want to do. So that means going to the doctor, going to the dentist, anything that I need to do to be healthier, I'm gonna get done. So I felt pretty responsible in some of the decisions that I've been making. And then I said enlightening because kind of goes hand in hand with choosing responsible as a word. I feel like I have more answers for the future, what I want it to look like, and what it means to get to the future that I want to have. So I feel pretty enlightened in that. It could definitely change, but hopefully not. And yeah, I just feel like those three words were the best to describe this month. I'm really happy because it's a lot different than the previous month. Actually, let's go take a look and see what the last month words were. So I said emotional, anxious, and overwhelming. So the fact that I have very different words to describe this month is so nice. So let's go ahead and talk now about quarter two. Now that we are all done with goals for June, we can do a little recap and see how my goals are doing overall. I really like having these quarter checkpoints just because it helps me zoom out a little bit and see how close I am with my whole yearly goals. So let's go ahead and do that. I have some questions that I have in my reflection section. So if you want to have these, I always have my Notion template down below for you to download for free if you want to have the same template. So the first question, it was, what was I able to achieve this quarter and why? So first is I completed 3 creative projects. I guess let me go ahead and get them. So the first one was this little bookmark that I did in April, and it is like fish themed, under the sea. It's really nice, and I've been using it to finish my current read and the last 2 books, honestly, that I've read. I've been using it as a bookmark. Then the next one I made in May is this little crocheted coaster, which is pretty cute, pretty simple. I mostly wanted to do this because I've never done a stitch pattern like this. It's kind of wonky a little bit. There's some gaps, but you know, it's the thought that counts. And then of course, you guys already saw my little painting that I did, and I love how they're all very different crafts. I didn't repeat the same things, and I'm exploring, seeing things that I used to do and used to love doing it, and like dabbling. And honestly, all of these crafts did not take a lot of time at all to do, but I really enjoyed myself. I didn't feel like I was wasting time. I didn't feel like there were other things that I would rather be doing, and it was time away from scrolling. Yeah, I might have been listening to other stuff, talking to other people, but overall it was just a really great activity to just like express myself in doing these different crafts. So really happy that I did that, because last quarter I did not touch my hobby goals at all. I didn't make a single craft, and I said that I wanted to complete 3 crafts. So I'm so proud of myself that I did that, and I literally would not have known unless I wrote it down the first time. Really? Okay, I got distracted, but I think I was talking about the paintings and the creative things that I did. Then the next thing that I said was reached 75% of a pull-up bar, which I only did like once, and I honestly feel like I need to keep doing it. I can't remember the last time I like went on the pull-up bar, but I feel like I could get to do a full pull-up fairly soon. So I'm just gonna say doing 75% is like an accomplishment. Then I said restart therapy, which I haven't done in a while, so that's on there. Then track expenses, which honestly isn't that hard. Like I kept copying and pasting the financial goals for a while, because I feel like back before I was tracking expenses, it just sounded a lot harder. It's just starting is the hard part. So I feel like I'm now at a point where it's like pretty consistent, and I refuse to make big purchases until I like do a budget, reflect on how much I spent, where my money is going, and all of that, especially for like expenses that I wasn't anticipating on paying for. So yeah, then I said find a plan for the future, because that has always been something this year that I knew was coming, and I was like, okay, some changes are happening. Let me try to figure out the answers to questions that I didn't know. I don't know if I have like all the answers, but I feel more comfortable than I did last month for sure. Like the overwhelm that I was feeling, I don't really feel anymore. Like I said, I feel a lot more refreshed. So that was the answer to the first one. Then what did I struggle with this quarter and why? So for these ones, I don't know if it's like the whole quarter, because honestly I feel like each month was a lot different, but at least for May, the mental health, the overwhelm wasn't doing what it needed to do, and then consistent uploading again for May because of how I was feeling. So I think those were the 2 big ones, but it was just a month. It wasn't really the whole quarter, which I'm happy about. Which goals have I been prioritizing? I would say health, hobbies, personal, and finance. What goals have I not been prioritizing? I would say content creation. That just has not been something that I feel like I'm doing. Like I'm not like abandoning, but it's not something that I've been like, oh, I need to make sure I'm grinding. I need to make sure that I'm posting this amount of time. I just want to be consistent, right? Like once a week is ideal, but like there are times where I was like posting 7, 8, 9 videos a month. Maybe not 9. I think maybe 6, 7, maybe 8, and like trying to reach that level of consistency. But like honestly, that's not really something I'm trying to do anymore. And I have other content goals that I don't really talk about, but like those aren't really something that's on my mind so much anymore. Not giving up on them, but it's not a priority, especially with all the other things that I feel like are more important right now. But like, I feel like it would just, I'll get back to it. Sometimes you're in like real like crazy motivation mode, and sometimes you're like taking more of a relaxed approach to it, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now with it. Are there any goals that no longer resonate with me? I have some financial goals that no longer resonate with me, and also like career job goals that no longer resonate with me, but I never really talked about it on here, so I'm not gonna bother going into detail. But the last question was, what do I hope the next quarter looks like, and how can I make that happen? So the first thing I said was I want to be content and happy. Again, I'm trying to limit the stress and the overwhelm that I feel. Try to minimize anxiety with change, because I'm going to be moving. I'm not going to be in this location anymore, which gives me a lot of anxiety when I change locations, and I just want to feel at home and content and comfortable with the next place. And then I want to be physically stronger. I'm curious to see how far I go with my pull-up goals and just physical fitness goals in general. And yeah, so we'll see what July, August, and September look like for that. And then consistent uploading just 4 times a week. I mean, not 4 times, just 4 times a month, once a week. If it's 3, I'm not gonna be mad, but that's like the goal I'm shooting for. Just try to continue with the consistency, because you know, when other things aren't going according to plan, then a lot of times it affects like YouTube, which is fine, but as long as I can like bounce back, that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, so then now we can talk about our goals for July. Now that we reflected on June, we have a better understanding of what we should be working for, what we should be prioritizing to make quarter 3 more successful, and we can hopefully achieve our quarter 3 goals. So first one for content, I said continue pre-filming to stay on schedule. Pre-filmed once this month, 2 videos on the same day, which was really helpful because I had other things to do and I knew I didn't have much time to film, and that just helps with staying consistent. And because I'll be moving, and honestly because July is gonna be super busy for me, I want to make sure that I pre-film so I can stay consistent with posting 4 times. So yeah, continue pre-filming and then continue with my posting 4 times a month because I'm gonna have a busy schedule. Then with health, I said continue upper body exercises because I feel like I've been slacking on that, and I want to do a full pull-up once. Like I reached 75% once. I want to see if I can reach full pull-up once. So we'll see. And then continue to reduce sugar. Like I said, if I have a little bit, sometimes that craving just happens and I can easily overdo it. So I want to try to stay on track and only have it like once in a while, not like every day I need to have something crazy sweet because that's just what I've been accustomed to doing so much. So yeah. And then take walks 4 times weekly. I feel like my walks have definitely decreased. I blame myself, but then I also blame the weather. Like right now it's getting gloomy as heck and I don't know what time it rains. It'd be varying every day, and so when it rains it's wet and soggy and I just don't feel like walking, or if it's actually raining then I'm not gonna go out in the rain. So I'm gonna try to take my walks. I'm very specific with when I do it because it's gotta be in the evening during sunset. If it's too hot out, it gets really hot in Florida during this time, so it's either hot or super raining or sunset, and if it's not raining during sunset then that's my preferred time to take a walk if I can. And then personal, do a craft with a friend because I have a friend coming in town soon, which I'll talk about later, but I think it'd be fun to do crafts together because I've been doing crafts, so I'm like, let's keep it going. Let's try to do a craft together because I feel like that's such a good like bonding experience. So there's that. Then see Disney Springs drone show. So in Disney Springs, they have drone shows now until I think September, where they have like 1,000 drones making fun shapes and stuff. So I want to see that before they stop doing that. So if I don't do it this month, I still have until September, but I'm really curious to see what it's like, and if I like it then I'll go and see it again. And then the next one is make renovation plans. So this is in regards to the move, the place we're moving to. We plan to make changes around, so I want to like have a clear picture of what we need to do. So we're gonna kind of take a look around, see what we want to change and whatnot, and go from there. I love all things like home decor. Renovations not so much, but also a little bit, but just not like the hard labor part. Like I'm gonna spend a lot of time on Pinterest, some DIYs, budget friendly things, and see what I can accomplish in these new home renovation projects. So it's gonna take a while to finish everything, but yeah, I'm excited to like go for it and see what we can do. So I think that is all for our July reset. It's getting super dark now, so I should go, but if you made it this far, leave the paintbrush emoji and maybe tell me your goals for July. Other than that, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.